Well, hello everyone. My name is Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be tying a little leech pattern. I call it my RedHead, after my wife. She's a redhead. But yeah, no, I call it the RedHead. It's a great little leech pattern. Been using it for many years. Changed up the materials a bit as materials have developed. I'm going to be using some Semperfli ice dubbing for this one. Two different colors, black and red. And yeah, that's all the ingredients in the fly. It's fairly simple to tie. Just gotta make sure you gotta learn how to do dubbing loops properly or split thread, up to you. So I mean, dubbing loops and stuff are not. It's not like an advanced technique, but for anybody that's new, just watch how I get it, how I do it, and you'll see. So I'm going to be doing both. I'm going to be doing a dubbing loop at the back end. Oops, sorry. A dubbing loop at the back end for the black, and then the front end with the RedHead, I'm going to be doing a split thread, so you can see both versions. Okay? So, here we go. So, today in the vise, we're going to have a Hook-Hend's BL724 in a size 10. I do these in an 8 through 14 in the sizes. Going to be using some Semperfli Nano Silk in black. Going to be using some Semperfli Ice Dub in red. And then the Semperfli Ice Dub in black. And that's it. Now you can put a bead head on this if you want. I like having a lot of my leeches with and without beads. I like controlling the depth of this one with my fly line, not with a bead. I don't want it undulating as much as with a bead. It'll undulate a bit more, right? So as always, just get a base layer down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be exactly touching. And you can come back. Now a lot of times when you tie leeches, we'll put flash in the tail. You don't have to with this because the ice dub is all of it's flash, right? So it's quite flashy. And that one there that I just showed you is quite a thin one. You can do them thin, you can do them thick. This one I'll do kind of right in between. So bring my thread about halfway back, pull it out, put my finger in, put my thread on top, then you go over top of that thread all the way back. And once you get close to the back, flip it over your thread and do it and tie it down again. That just helps lock it in until you're back to your tie-in point. Then in open wrap, so you can come back forward. Take your dubbing spinner, whatever kind you got. I really like, these are cheap ones, but I love these. I had some of the ones where you can hold it with one hand and just spin with your thumb. I just didn't find that you could, I don't know. Maybe I didn't have the right one. I didn't like it. So now I'm gonna lay this down here. I'm actually gonna put my scissor into this loop so it doesn't go anywhere, so I can show you guys. This material, when it pulls out, is quite long. Like, it's not really long, but it is quite long. So I'm going to take 3-4 batches like that size, and then I'm kind of laying them on top of each other on my desk. I'll show you when once I've done. I'll do one more. So I've just basically, as I pull them out, I've laid them on top of each other, and now just to make sure that they're all aligned, I'm just going to grab them lightly and just kind of pull and stack all in the same direction. Okay, and that way it's stacking all the fibers in the right direction. Okay, so now I'm just gonna make sure that they're all where I want them, which they are. Get my dubbing loop, pull my scissors out of there because it was just holding it open. Take my dubbing package, put it in my loop. Make sure that you put it in with the fibers running across the grain, right? And then I want to just spread that out nicely. I want it really nicely spread out. So, see, that's all spread out there. Okay. Then I'm just going to give my thread a little bit of a pinch, give that a really good spin, let it go. Give another really good spin, let it go. Grab my dubbing brush, take the Velcro on at the end of it, That's really want them sticking out. Okay. And as you turn, you come forward. Don't worry about what it looks like because we're going to be ripping all this out with the dubbing brush at the end here. Now, yes, you can stroke all that material back as you come around. And I want to leave about 2 to 3 hook gaps in the front for my RedHead. Just cut off that dubbing loop. And you see how I'm pushing the thread away with my finger? For those beginners, you just do that so you don't cut your thread. So basically all I was doing is just pushing this away with my finger, right? So, okay, now I'm just going to go over top a little bit. Then I'm going to do a 3 to 4 turn whip finish here. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just so I don't pull it out. Now I'm going to grab my dubbing brush again, and I'm going to get pretty aggressive here. I don't like too thick of a body in there, so I try to really get aggressive and get those fibers loose off of that. I don't like that bulky body. Now, it's not horrible, but you want some of the body underneath, but you want most of this material to be pulled out, so that's looking not bad right there. So like I said, this is about a mid one. You see how much thinner and sparser this one is? All right, and then I'll do one that's like quite a bit thicker. So that's that portion finished. Now, I'm going to come back to there. I'm going to give me a bit of a counter spin on my thread to flatten it out. Sometimes I'll have to use my magnifying glass here so I can see, because becoming an old fart, and sometimes seeing to split this thread is not the easiest. So, I mean, it's easy thread to split once you've got it. There you go, flat. So now all I'm going to do is just let it go a little bit, and it kind of opens up. You see how it kind of, oh, you can't really see that, but you see there you go. You can see how it opens up a bit there. That's what you kind of want. And you're just wanting to get some of those little threads out, separate them. Then I'm going to take my, so this is the same as the black, just in red. And I'm going to just get a little bit of a bunch. I actually may have come a little bit too far back with this one. I may have been able to put a little bit more black in there, but so now I'm just going to take that same stuff, stack it, right. So now I've got my little bunch of red. Put that in there as well, about the halfway point. And I want these nice and long fibers, right? You see how long those fibers are? Right, so, okay. And same thing, now I'm just going to spin my bobbin instead of my dubbing spinner. It's just using my bobbin as a spinner, right? So, and then what you got to do is you got to put your finger and nail onto the thread and push up, and it'll, any twists that are in the thread will push up. You see how all of a sudden that'll spin? Watch. I'll do it again. So I'm spinning, stop, finger and watch the pile. See how that kind of spins up there? So I'm just showing you guys both the techniques. I actually, for this kind of fly, I like doing it in a dubbing loop better. For others, I like doing it this way better. So depends what I'm doing, right? What flies I'm tying. So take some of that out of there because I don't want too much. But I want to make sure it's in. So there. So now, just going to touch and wrap. So one, in front, in front, in front. And then just build up a bit of a small head here. Like I said, you could have this with a bead or no bead. I like having both in my box because I like being able to control the descent with the fly line, and I like being able to have them so they're not undulating as much as they do with the bead, right? So now I'm going to leave my thread on there for now, just in case I pull my whip finish out, and I'm just going to give that a bit of a brush out, get that red out. Nice and scruffy. Okay, I did not pull it out, so now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to do another whip finish, but I'm going to put a little bit of Sally's directly on the thread. Not very much, doesn't need much. Now you could have put UV resin on, whatever you like using. I like using Sally's because it works like a charm and it's cheap. Cut that off. Make sure there's nothing in your eye. Close your Sally's so you don't spill it. And there's your finished fly. And when this thing gets wet, I'll just... and the nice thing is with this stuff here, you can pinch this quite easily out in the field. So that's when it gets wet. Now I'm just going to pinch this a bit because it is a bit long, some of these fibers. But don't cut it, pinch it, right? I know I probably say that too often, but it's the truth. And there's your little leech. Nice and small, skinny little, small little profile, just a little bit of red, highlight in it, right? So it... yeah, very, very successful pattern for me over the years. Like I said, I've changed up the materials as new materials have been developed. Yeah, it's a great little fly. Just simple fly, but super effective. I've done extremely well with this fly over the years. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, thumbs up. If you've subscribed, thank you. If you have not, please consider doing so. And we'll see you guys on the next tying video. Tie lines.